Good people of the world, good people of the world, good people of the world, man. What's going on? Raah Mio TV. Hey, listen, man, listen. I'm working on something, y'all. I keep saying I'm working on something behind the scenes. You know what I mean? That I'm gonna bring to social media, right? Um, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So look, young people, y'all know, man, stay out of trouble, stay out of prison, man, stay out of these folks' jailhouses and chain gangs, man. If you ever been to prison, if you ever been to jail, don't go back. If you never been, please don't go, man. Okay? Listen, man, um, y'all get in the comments, man, and let me know which videos y'all like for real, right? Which ones y'all prefer. Like what kind? Because it seemed to me like y'all just like the prison stories. Y'all know I have been to prison. I served 16 years of my life incarcerated, right? Um, so it seemed to me like y'all like the prison stories, man. You know what I mean? I want to give y'all more than just prison stories, because y'all know I am a real preacher, man. I'm a real preacher now. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop some nuggets in there, man. I'm gonna give y'all some more prison stories. I'm about to give y'all one now. I'm gonna give y'all a quick nugget real quick though first, right? In the Bible, Proverbs 18:24, it says, a man that has many friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. When you read that scripture, you automatically think, you know, somebody's just real good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a good friendly relationship. But remember, the Bible was not written in English. So when you go and you break that thing down, then you realize that that's talking about two different things in that scripture. My late mentor, Dr. Bob Bedford, he told me I always look for the contrast in Proverbs. And so this was one that I came across some years ago. And I said, man, let me dive into this thing, right? And so I did. That word friend is used 3 times in there. A man that has many friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. That first one, a man that has many friends, that's talking about associates, companions. That's a good thing. Must show himself friendly. That's a whole different word being used right there. And that word Raah is the Hebrew word. It means backstabber, wicked, no good, evil, somebody that's out to hurt you, harm you, somebody that's pretending to be your friend, somebody that's with you to get whatever they can from you, to get whatever information they can from you, to get whatever money, whatever goods, resources they can from you, but they don't like you for real. Okay? And then it goes to the last one, but there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother. That's talking about a person who genuinely love you. You know what I'm saying? So that's the quick word for the day. Let's dive into this story, man. Let's dive into this story, right? Man, let's talk about old Flowers and Big Rodney. I was in state prison, man. Y'all know back in the 90s, right? So prison, period, was different back then than it is today. You didn't have all the cameras and all this stuff, man, that can provide protection and stuff like that. You didn't have all that stuff, man. You know what I mean? If you got the knuckling up, man, you got the squabbling and fighting and this, that, and the other, it wasn't no cameras back then catching you. That was a rare occasion. You know what I'm saying? By the time, you know, they start putting cameras in prisons. Now, in prison, in a lot of places, you got cameras. So when you have stuff to happen in prison now, what they'll do is they'll go pull the camera. They go pull the footage. And they see who's involved. They try to identify, you know, people. Back then, it was not like that, man. You know what I'm saying? It was survival of the fittest, man. You understand? So look. So I was in the state joint in the 90s, right? So at this particular prison, man, Johnson CI, man, it probably was about maybe 1,100 inmates at this prison, right? Out of the 1,100 inmates at this prison, out of the 1,100, only, man, it couldn't have been 150 white dudes there, right? It couldn't have been. It might not even been 100. You know what I'm saying? But just to give you, you know what I'm saying, a look into what it really was, let's just say it was 150. And I really doubt it was 150, dog, like for real. So look at the ratio. It might have been, the whole time I was there, I might have seen like maybe 10, 20, maybe 20 Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 2 or 3 Asians or something like that. Everybody else was black, dog. You know what I'm saying? Man, I hated it for real, for the other people. You know what I'm saying? Especially the white dudes. Because a lot of black people, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. In prison, when you got numbers in your group or your car, your clique, then you got power, you got more strength. But when you are severely and heavily outnumbered like that, man, listen, man, you gonna get ran over for real, right? So, like I say, it probably was about 100 and it literally maybe 120. Let's just say it's 120 white dudes on the whole compound out of 1,100. So you got all these black dudes on the compound, right? Man, they was extorting these white dudes like crazy, man. And that's not to say that all white dudes are pushovers and punks and getting beat up and all that. Now, I ain't saying that now, because I seen some white dudes that handle their business. I seen some white dudes that go toe to toe. I seen some white dudes that knock some folks out, including some black folks, okay? But at this prison, man, them white dudes had it bad, man, because they was too heavily outnumbered. You know what I mean? So what they used to have to do is they had to pay for protection, man. Oh, boy, them folks had to pay for protection, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what, though? It was a few black people that were paying for protection. You know what I'm saying? If you just didn't have no homeboys and, you know what I'm saying, you that, you know, scared or weak or whatever, it was a few of them paying too. But the white dudes, man, oh, they paying for that protection, man. They paying for that protection, man. They paying for that protection, right? So it was just one dude in particular, right? A black dude named Flowers, right? This was their hustle. This their hustle. They might got, say, 10 dudes who they protecting. Maybe 5 dudes who they protecting. And they might be getting, you know what I'm saying, $10, $20 a week or a month, you know what I'm saying, from one dude. Usually they'll do it per month, you know what I'm saying, a certain amount per month. It might be $50 for the whole month. If you run that up by 10 people, you got $500. Or by 5 people, 10 people are for $50, 500. Or if you got 5 people for 50, that's $250. So look, Flowers was one of the dudes that was, you know, that was his hustle, man, providing the protection. Because I done seen dudes, man, go to the store and just get their sacks just roughed off. You go to the commissary, you know what I'm saying? I forget what the spending limit was at that time, but just think, if you go to the commissary, man, and you spend $100 or $150, $200, and somebody just take your whole sack, take your whole bag, rough you off. They standing there with 10 dudes. It's just you by yourself. Man, them dudes getting them bags up, man. So what they'll do is they'll have somebody like Flowers. Flowers will go up to the commissary with them or meet them over there, whatever, and will walk back with them to the dorm with their sack. Some of these dudes would, you know what I'm saying, they're gone and they'll break Flowers off, or whoever the other dude is protecting them or whatever. They'll break them off, give them their little bit out of the bag, whatever they ordered out of this bag or whatever, they'll give it to them. Sometimes they send the money on their books. They have their family or somebody or their girl to send the money on their books, right? They'll do it that way. Well, some of the dudes would keep their bags and put their stuff in their locker. You know what I mean? And you know, they take their chances. And if they had a dude that was respected, then ain't nobody really gonna bother them. Nobody really gonna mess with them, right? But then sometimes they had somebody that protect them. Well, people might kind of respect them a little bit. Some people might not that much for real. So yeah, you might get to walk your bag back to the dorm, but the first chance these bandits get, I'm talking about these robbers, you know what I'm saying? The first chance they get, they breaking in that locker, man, they getting that bag. So what a lot of dudes are doing is they get their whole store sack, the whole sack. They got a whole Santa Claus sack, right? With zoom zooms and wham whams in it. Tater chips, honey buns, turkey sausages, all this old kind of stuff, right? Soups and noodles and all this stuff, sodas and candy bars. What they'll do is they'll give it to the dude that's protecting them, and he'll hold the stuff in his room. They'll take a little bit of stuff out. They'll take out their coffee, stuff like that. They'll take out a few little things, you know what I'm saying, where they ain't got to keep going to the man every day to get some of their stuff. But otherwise, they'll give them the whole bag for them to hold, right? So it was this dude named Rodney, right? Rodney was a white dude. Flowers was the dude who was protecting Rodney. Flowers was a black dude. You know, Flowers, man, he wasn't the toughest dude on the yard, but nonetheless, he was respected. Folks, you know what I'm saying, that messed with him, you know what I'm saying, they liked him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Side story. One time, matter of fact, Flowers and another dude, I forget the other dude name. I ain't what the other dude name. I forget his name. So I used to gamble. Back then. I played poker and skiing and all this stuff, right? So one time we gambling, right? So I'm winning the pot. So people dropping out. So it's me, Flowers, and this other dude left. We playing poker. I got most of the chips, man. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, like, and when you playing, you you know what I'm saying, you get a new deck of cards, you know what I'm saying, at some point during the game, you get another deck of cards or whatever. So anyway, they bought another deck of cards into the game, right? I ain't realizing what's going on, right? So they bought another deck of cards into the game. And man, these folks done stacked the deck on me, right? I don't know it yet. I know I got the winning hand, but Flowers on the other side of me, he really got a better hand than me. But he raising me every time I'm betting. I got a full house. Bet, raise it, bet. So I'm like, man, he got to be crazy. I ain't bluffing. Boy, look, they had stacked the deck on me. So it just so happened when they when the hand was over with, because he had a better hand than me. He had a high straight flush or something like that. Whatever it was, his was better than mine. It was a straight flush. I had a full house. So look, man, so my partner Fuller walked over there. A lot of them dudes was scared of Fuller too, though. So my partner Fuller walked over there, and he seen him collecting the whole pot. When a few minutes ago, I had almost all the chips. I done bet the house on this hand. So Fuller say, hey, young blood. He talking to me. He's calling me young blood. Hey, young blood, what's going on? I said, boy, he just beat me out. So he looked at Flowers. He said, hey, Flowers, man, let me holler at you, man. I was young, man. All of them was older than me. So he pulled Flowers to the side, right? He pulled Flowers to the side. Said something to Flowers, you know what I'm saying? And Flowers come back over there. Fuller come back over there with him, right? And Flowers give me my money back. He gave me my money back, you know what I'm saying? So Fuller really looked out for me. That came up on me another time later on when I got moved to the other side of the prison. Somebody tried to run that same thing on me, these other two dudes. You know what I'm saying? I folded my hand. They were looking crazy like, nah, okay, you fooled me one time. So anyway, Flowers was the dude that was protecting Big Rodney. Big Rodney was so big, white dude, fat. I'm talking about fat. He probably about 5'9" or something, wide. You know what I'm saying? He like a double wide trailer. Well, Rodney used to be getting drugs and stuff like that into the prison, right? He used to be selling weed and pills and stuff like that. He'd be having stuff coming in through the visitation or whatever. You know what I mean? So he was getting, you know what I'm saying, pretty good bread. Well, Flowers was protecting Rodney. He was keeping the wolves off of him. So Rodney was paying him pretty good. So then Rodney liked them tattoos too. So he had a lot of tattoos. He had this big old tattoo on his man. I can say he was real wide, big old fat dude. So Rodney had this big tattoo on his back, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget it. Was like an 18-wheeler, and that mother was driving like down a road, like a countryside and all this, man. The dude that did it, we used to call him Tattoo, a white dude. He was a little frail, a little scary white dude. He really was on drugs and stuff, right? But he could tattoo real good. So he used to be doing Rodney tattoos and stuff, right? Well, but he also used to be getting drugs from Rodney. So look, he ended up owing Rodney some money. The tattoo dude, the little white dude, he ended up owing Rodney some money, right? So they had, like I'm saying, like some words or whatever. Well, the dude really wasn't having words. Rodney was, you know what I'm saying, telling him you better get that money up, you better pay him this, that, and the other, whatever. So the dude trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, pay him with another tattoo or whatever. He like, nah, I don't want no MF tattoo. You know what I'm saying? This, that. I got enough tattoos, you know, something like that. He like, nah, you get my money up. You know what I'm saying? So then about another couple of days go by, and man, the little white dude come back from visitation. He come back from visitation. So I guess apparently whatever he was trying to get from his family to straighten the bill out with Rodney, he couldn't get it. So he over there telling Rodney, he doing like this, like, you know what I'm saying, like, man, I tried, or it's gonna be a little longer, something like that. And Rodney just haul off and just slap him, just pow, he slapped the dude, right? So, okay, look, in this whole dormitory, like I said now, the ratio of white to black is this many black people and this many white people. It's probably like, I want to say it probably was like I can't remember exactly how many rooms it was in this dorm, but it was the last 3 to 4 rooms in the bottom corner. That's where the white dudes slept at. There was all the white dudes in the whole dorm. So it was like 6 to 8 of them in the whole dorm. So it's like 100 black dudes in this dorm, and like 6 to 8 white dudes in this dorm. So, and it was like that in every dorm. It was like that. You know what I'm saying? Those were the numbers. So anyway, Rodney done slapped the dude, man. The dude ain't trying to fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he retreating, like he backing up. You know what I'm saying? And so Rodney, like, I told you, get my MF money. This. I'm gonna kick your da. You know, whatever. So fast forward a few days. I don't know if Rodney was just kind of feeling himself, or he just wasn't thinking clear, or what. But he messed around and told Flowers he canceling the contract. He ain't paying for no more protection, right? So somebody say, man, hey man, Rodney, that's a bad idea. Cause Rodney did have like a few black dudes that kind of like him, that kind of was cool with him. And so they trying to tell him, man, that's a bad idea, man. Hey man, that's a bad idea. You know this, that. So he like, man, I ain't paying for no more protection, man. So then one of the dudes kind of joking, but kind of playing, but he kind of serious at the same time. He like, all right, man, you know what I'm saying? Rodney, you think you bad now, cause you know what I'm saying? Slap the little white boy out, man. So Rodney like, nah, man, I just ain't paying for no more protection. You know this, that, and the other. Man, Rodney so big, he about 300 pounds, man. He might have been a little bit more than that, man. He only about 5'9". So look. So now the vultures is on him. The vultures, these robbers, he fair game now. Ain't nobody protecting him. Man, Rodney go up there to that store. He come back with that sack. He got him a big old bag. He come back down through there with that sack, man. They let him make it all the way to the unit. He made it to the dorm. He get to the dorm. So he going down there to his room, right? So you see the dudes So you see the you see all the robbers and stuff. They start, you know what I'm saying, clicking up. You know, they getting each other that right there. They walk over there to each other. They whispering to each other. So next thing you know, it's about 10 of them. They go down there to Rodney room, right? Now, Rodney's cellmate ain't in there. He wasn't gonna help anyway, but they go down there to Rodney room. So they really waiting on Rodney to kind of come out the room. You know what I'm saying? So, the door closed. We used to have them doors where you could close the door. A 2-man room, you could close the door, and somebody on the outside could not open the door. But you could push a button on the inside zzz, to get the door open. But if somebody on the outside, they couldn't come and open the door. So they down there waiting on him to come out the room, waiting on him to open the door. So I'm talking about, man, look at him, man. And they camping around that room like some vultures, right? And mess around, man. Probably about 15 minutes later, Rodney to open the door. So one of the dudes, he just grabbed the door and pulled the door on open. So he like, hey, man, hey, Rodney, Big Rodney, you know what time it is? So Rodney like, man, what you talking about, man? Like, man, come on with that bag, man. What you got in there for me? So now all the other ones, you know what I'm saying, like they packing into the door. So Rodney grabbed his door, trying to close the door. Now, here's the other thing. The officer that's working, he ain't trying to break up nothing. Man, listen, man, you got different kinds of officers inside these prisons. You ain't gonna find too many of them that's gonna save you from a fight. They ain't saving you. They ain't jumping in no fight. They ain't getting nobody off you. They not saving you. You know what I'm saying? Very few. They gonna wait till the fight over with before they start grabbing anybody. So now look, but here's a different kind of officers you got. You got some officers that's real police. They by the book. They trying to catch you doing everything they can. They trying to put you in the hole. They trying to write you up. That's one kind of officer. But then you got them other officers that they just want to come to work, do their 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever, get their paycheck, go home to their family. They don't want to do no write-ups. They don't want no problems. They'll come in the dorm and they'll say something like, all right, y'all, we're going to have a good day today. Or we're going to have a good night tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I don't care what y'all do, man. Look, man, just don't bother me. And you have some that get cool with the inmates and they cool anyway, and they don't want to write nobody up. They don't want to do no paperwork. They don't want to put nobody in no hole. They don't want to do none of that. They just want to come to work. That's the kind of officer that was there that day. So dude used to just be cool, kick back. He don't want to do no paperwork. He don't want to write nobody up, talking about no fights, no this, no that. He ain't searching for nothing. He ain't looking for nothing. He just want to come to work, do his 8 hours, do his shift, and go home. So he just sitting over there like he always do, acting like he don't see nothing. Now, they crowded up in Rodney doorway. Man, next thing you know, boom! Hit Big Rodney. Boom! Knocked Big Rodney. Boom! Big Rodney knocked out, man. Dude walked in the room, got the sack, got the whole sack now. Walk out the room, walk on over to his room, whatever. So you start seeing the white dudes or whatever come walk over there, check on Rodney and see, you know what I'm saying? Man, Big Rodney over there laid out, man. You know what I'm saying? He laid out over there on the floor. So he get up. They stand him up, right? He's sitting on the ground. And then they stand him up. Rodney stand up and say, at least the MF didn't get my commissary. Man, listen, man. Man, listen, the man stood up and say, at least the MF blank didn't get his commissary. So his buddy like, man, he got your commissary, Rodney. He got your commissary. He just put his head in his hand. He put his head like this in his hands, like, oh man, God, oh, you know what I'm saying? Man, all this busted up, man. All this busted up. The police ain't even moved, man. The police still sitting there, just chilling. He knows something took place over here. And he know what it probably was. He know that they probably went in there, they took the man bag, and left with the bag. He don't know whether or not they don't hurt the man seriously or not. The man didn't even get up to go see. You know what I'm saying? The man just sat there and like nothing happened, man. But they took Big Rodney the bag, right? Man, Big Rodney made a mistake, man. He made a mistake. Sometimes, man, sometimes it's just good to go with the rules, man. You know what I'm saying? And the way that prison ran at that particular time, Big Rodney should have just went along with the rules, man. Big Rodney wouldn't have got knocked out. He wouldn't have got his big old bag of commissary taken. Big Rodney should have just went along with the rules, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's one I wanted to give y'all, man. Big Rodney should have kept that protection, man. Because Big Rodney got knocked out, man. Anyway, man, hey, God bless y'all young people. Stay out of trouble, stay out of prison, stay out of jail. If you ever been to prison, you ever been to jail, please don't go back. If you never been, please don't go, man. Hey, y'all be blessed. Rev Mio TV.